Welcome to Shri and Kira Live, the voice of passionate action, bringing fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom for today's shifting paradigm. Now, it is your moment to open your mind, relax into your body and spirit as we explore the greater meaning of your now experience. Bringing wisdom, laughter, and clarity, here are Shri and Kira.
Hey, namaste, beloved ones. And I hope you're feeling the love that we're feeling right here, right now. And we welcome you to Shri and Kira Live and Mother's Day and an amazing miracle day, a moment that is so profound that we wanted to just mix it up a little bit and open up with a little different energy today. Yeah.
So we want to share these beautiful orchids that are grown right here in Ecuador, one of 1,000 varieties of orchids that one finds in this beautiful country.
Yeah.
And
we even have orchids that smell like chocolate. I kid you not. And one of our guests, one of our residents that was here at Tosa Blue Mountain, purchased one for us, and it bloomed and kept blooming for months, and the whole house smelled like chocolate.
Just that beautiful aroma of cacao.
Yeah,
now it was
amazing. And so we're going to be getting into the weekly energy update in just a minute. We're going to be talking about what's happening right now. We're going to be really testifying the power of miracles today. We even have some of your letters that we're going to read. But before we go any further and acknowledge where all of you are catching us, we do want to share the miracle of these amazing orchids. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Are these gorgeous? Now, wait, there's more. Hold on. So you take that one, honey. Wait, now watch. This one right here, I call it my violet flame, it's too big for our set. So first of all, just get a load of how big this is, okay? But watch, the best is yet to come. Look at that. Look at that. Look, guys. Is that crazy gorgeous? Now, of course, as Shri just mentioned, Ecuador is known for over 1,000 varieties of orchids. But here's what's so amazing. Shri and I have been, I don't want it to fall over. I'm just giving me a second, guys. It's so, all of these are so gorgeous. You know what, honey? I'm going to put this one right here. So here's the miracle that we want to share with you first and foremost about these orchids. Oh my goodness, guys. Now, you see, I'm going to leave that one. You guys see the stem? That's the purple one. It'll be in here the whole time. And you know what?
This one in a little bit.
I was thinking, I think I might be able to do, hey, does that work for you guys?
Whoa,
can you still have some, look at that. We'll have some orchid energy going on right over here. Let's see if maybe I can get a little more. There we are. That'll work. Oh, Shri, fabulous. Let's just see if we can get a little more of that gorgeousness.
You gotta do a little
wait.
Something to hold it.
There it is. But it's too much in you. There, wait.
Here, we got
Whoops.
this other one.
Sorry, guys, we're making such a big deal over these orchids, but here's the miracle, okay? We are living under martial law, and Shri and I have been witnessing the international news lately. And what has been fascinating for us living here under, I say the word martial law, what do you think? Or what immediately comes forward for you? Well, here's what we've learned, at least living here in Ecuador during this moment. We've learned that martial law really just means we're really freaking serious, and that we're doing this because it is what needs to be done. And there has been zero energy of agony or people. Yes, there are terrible things happening as far as food and things of that nature, and we're going to share with that in a minute. However, everything else has been literally blooming. And the miracle of these orchids is that in the middle, perfect, Shri, in the middle of what's happening right now, and in the middle of the energy that's happening, and there are some horrible things happening in Guayaquil, in Ecuador, and it is not as bad as the international news would have you think.
Oh no, it's much better than many other countries.
Exactly, and for those who are directly involved in Guayaquil, of course, it's a heart grabber. But they made the delivery of flowers mandatory for Mother's Day. And this is what I've been finding are these kindnesses.
Yes.
There are so many kindnesses within this martial law that it's really hard to feel like we're having any kind of restrictions. No, it really is.
No, the martial law just simply means movement is restricted. Social distancing is in effect.
Right.
Everyone
Masks
has to be in their
and
house
gloves
by 1 p.m. every day. And so they're limiting movement to contain the flow and spread of the COVID. And so,
which they have. We flattened our curve.
Yeah, it's really quite good. And so this beautiful nursery that is just a few miles from us.
Right around, we live in the orchid growing district.
And they're known for their ability to cultivate all of these varieties.
Yeah.
I had a chat with them and they said, look, it's Mother's Day, we'll deliver for free. And I said, God bless you. Let's have some of that beauty come to our front door, because orchids take attention. We have a few that grow naturally here, but these beautiful ones are in the greenhouse, where they cultivate them. And now they're in our home. So they said, we'll get them to you for Mother's Day. Well, I kind of lost track of time yesterday. We were busy doing our thing, and all of a sudden it was getting dark, and I go, I wonder what happened to those orchids.
I didn't know about this. This was his surprise.
It was a surprise for Kira.
Right.
And I got a phone call from some guy who was going a mile a minute Spanish. I'm going, oh, slow down, lento.
And it was late. I was like, who is calling you now?
It was after dark,
yeah.
and the curfew, he was supposed to
way
be home.
Past curfew.
He was supposed to be home.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained who he was. And I said, well, okay, I'm not going to walk out in the street at night to try to flag you down. Here's how you find me. Good luck. And sure enough,
he found us.
He gave a honk in the driveway.
And there it was. And we're sharing this with you because it was only then that I realized that I had read that this special permit had been given for the delivery of flowers because it was Mother's Day.
To honor mothers.
To honor mothers. And what I'm wanting to share in this moment, as we welcome you into the energy of this week, which is big, and we're going to have a huge conversation about it right now, is that within any restriction, there is always love.
Yes.
If you look for it and you harvest it, and how you respond to that love will directly affect your experience of that restriction. We are in the energy of May of expansion and contraction. And in this moment right now, this week ahead, we are moving into this profound mothering moment. This isn't about a day or a gender. This is about the rebirth. And this is part of why we wanted to share all of our orchids with you and open up discussing what's happening, because the angels are talking.
Yes.
And this is today's background. I don't know if you can see it, but this is that angelic portal of presence that, remember, we just finished the asteroid shower. We're heading out our mastery. This is that 0 point energy laid over the master here. So this is the ignition from the center of the torus, which is the 0 point, which thereby ignites all the quantum field. And so that energy is what we were trying to, let's see, maybe Sri and I, get really close to me, babe.
Yeah.
Here, if we get really close, maybe you can really, you feel, and you see that coming out of the portal, you see that like right through Sri and I, that boom energy. And so that's the visual of what this week is about. So before we go any further, Sri, we were so excited about sharing this rebirth and the orchids, and we have so much more to go and so much happening today. Where's everybody watching us?
Hey,
where do we need to say hi?
Just, where are you?
Exactly.
I tell you what,
exactly.
we're broadcasting live to YouTube, official Sri and Kira. We're broadcasting live to BBS Radio's homepage and Facebook page, I believe. We're also at Facebook, Oneness Talk Radio, and Oneness Talk Radio's homepage. So you can find us, and we look forward to hearing from you. And you can give us a ring. Our toll-free number is 888-627-6008. And you're welcome to give us a ring there and join the conversation. Alternatively, you can call us at 517-208-1500. And so, good heavens, so many places that you can join us.
Well, and we're glad you're here, and thank you for being here. And so again, 517-208-1500, you can join the conversation, and 888-627-6008. Now, that line fills up really fast. And so if you call and you get a busy signal, hold that number, because we do welcome in your calls throughout the entire program. And Sri, I in this moment, in the energy of these orchids, which is just overwhelmingly profound. I hope you guys are really receiving this.
I am feeling
blessing.
light and happy.
Yeah, it's very much. It has the resurrection kind of energy to it.
Yeah.
But here's what's important to look at as we're moving through to this moment right now. So can we share the screen with them? I want to look at the May calendar, guys. So we're going to show you the May calendar. And so let's go ahead and go there for a moment. And Shri, right there, May 2020.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. And so guys, as you're gazing at this calendar, I know that a lot of you are aware of what's been happening. I hope you were tracking through this extraordinary full moon that we just went through, that final super full moon that literally created this extraordinary pyramid of energy. And you see that creation circle, right? That beautiful creation circle is now spinning out. It's now melding with the fifth dimension. And when you're going to feel it again will be during the new moon up level. So this week, right now, starting with the 10th of May through the new moon up level of May 22 is about manifestation. This, what did you put in your bottle? You know, as we were sharing all over,
message
right?
in a bottle.
What was witnessed? Because the angels are here, and they're here in ways that are becoming more tangible. We are at a moment where there is a demand for rapid expansion. We're going to talk about the up-level moments again. But as you look at this calendar, I want you to look at today, right now, May 10. Look at the being, right? Remember, this is the limitless you, this being that's coming up from the calendar there. That's your limitless nature arising up and dissolving back into crystalline energy, that one connection. And so that's the ascended you lifting out and starting the reunion with all that is. If you look at it right here, you'll notice, I was sharing with Shri earlier, it's like right underneath, it's at the top of your neck.
Yeah, seeing his neck and under his chin.
And looking up. So that is a propulsion and reception. Remember that this is a unique month in all the months of this cycle, 2020 through 2022, because in this month, the energy is coming in. It's about receiving. And even as I share that, Shri, I'm feeling my ground chakra tickling right now. Yeah. So Shri, let's talk about that. And we can go ahead and stop the share for a minute. So guys, this is very much about from May 1 until right now, May 10, you have had 10 days of going from that Lotus 8th into the 7th through the star consciousness ignition 6th. And now it's right here. So it's as if you're being in this one moment, because by next week, it fully anchors here and the head shifts. Do you understand? If right now we're still like this, if you're feeling this energy and you're receiving it in, the way, it's funny, as I was sharing that with you, I just sat up in my chair, lifted my feet off the ground, because it's as if you're being suspended by the divine and your body is able to just drain everything that no longer serves it, if you allow it.
You know, I'm feeling a difference in the quality right around my sixth chakra.
Yes.
And it's almost as if my center of gravity is there, you know, that's a pivot point. And so I know each of you will have your own sensations, because that energy is coming in and coming down to the upper part of the fifth chakra and igniting in you the recognition that it's time to choose what you're going to take in.
Yeah.
Because remember, May is about this expansion and contraction energy. And both of these are being fueled.
Yep.
Now, where we give our love to, where we give our attention to, is going to determine the quality of what you experience, which will then inform your next choice.
Well, because this week, literally that energy of expansion and contraction can choke you. So think about it. As I was just sharing with you. Now, if you try this, all right, take your thumbs, like take your hands, stick your thumbs so that you're like at two L's, right, facing each other. And if you're up like this, and what this is helping you do is feel the cradle. I feel it as if the body is just as light as a feather. It's like my body dissolves and is so light and so at one, so that keeping my eyes on the divine is not only effortless, joy filled. So this seems to ignite that energy field. However, that exact same energy, because everyone is having this shower of energy. And the shower of energy now for the week ahead is going to be right here. That same energy that can assist you to do this can also feel like a noose around your neck. And nooses are designed to end your life. So consider that noose around your neck is designed for you to end this life, the expansion. This is a very big week. That is why we have all of our flowers and joy. And when the energy gets this big, when the contrast between expansion and contraction becomes that deep and that vast, when the portal is open and we have enough of us, remember the lineage holders got together on that full moon, enough of us through all of our crystalline connections responded to those messages in the bottle. And I'm using that very metaphorically, but humanity was given a message. I was thinking about the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still. If you guys have never seen that, great while you're home movie to watch again.
Actually, both versions are intriguing.
But I love the remake. I mean, Keanu Reeves, come on. I love the remake. However, what I'm loving though is that I was actually understanding the perspective of Keanu's mission in this one, not to give it away, but I think by now you guys know how it works, right? It's been around. He comes as a true neutral observer. And I believe one of those original ones, if you were to take it into what we're being experienced, if you look at that lesson 4, Lesson of Light from Archangel Zodkill that we read last week, and that was in the e-card, and those of you that are taking lessons of light, it reminded me very much of the ones that chose to walk on the earth originally and held her sacred and consecrated her, coming back to say, forgive me, I know not what I did. And really take that in, because that is the moment at hand. That it is that moment of being a mother to the mother, to the mother, to the mother, of this energy of the mother expanding. And today is the 10th. This lead day in this month, the 10th, as we all know in ascended numerology, is what? It is about the 1 plus the infinite. 5, the month of infinite life through expansion and contraction. Heartbeat, right? Is not your heartbeat expand, contract, right? You are literally fueled by the pulse, which is an expansion contraction. It is hardwired into this jumpsuit. And so the only way to really witness it, and as I said that, I just felt my whole spine want to go really straight. So those of you that might want to be receiving they're saying there are many attunement energies coming out today as well. So those of you that may be receiving this, to feel that energy that's saying, sit up straighter, because expansion is who you are as well. And Shri, it brings me to yesterday. Shri and I learned such a valuable lesson yesterday, and I feel like we need to share it.
Absolutely. Before we do, I just want to mention the movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
With Keanu Reeves.
One of the themes in there is that though the off-worlder didn't understand that sometimes it's through crisis that humanity awakens.
And that in the end, it is love.
And love.
It is love. It is not giving up on love. That is the reason we will continue. Fabulous movie to watch right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And so yesterday we were involved with a presentation.
Well, there were 2 presentations yesterday. So I want to talk about that, because yesterday, I think the whole day, and for all of you, we're sharing our yesterday. And I invite you to think about your yesterday, because yesterday was May 9th. May 9th was the wrapper on this incredible super full moon experience. Remember, it opened up and the 7th was the actual new moon. It's 5 points, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it was the sealing of the circle yesterday. And as this supermoon seals, remember, this isn't just its own sealing. Now that 3-pointed pyramid of the 3 supermoons, there will be no more supermoons. This is the peak, the pinnacle. March, April, May. Go back to what we predicted in February, that it would be March, April, May. It would be 1 unit. However, this 1 unit has 1 more component. and it's June, and it's the June full moon eclipse. And that is going to literally open up that eye in the middle of the pyramid, which puts it at the top of the greater view, which will expand and start revealing itself in July. And a whole lot more to say about that. So as we really pay attention to that energy, yesterday was the universe saying, we received your message. Now pay attention. And did you pay attention? I know that I think that sharing our yesterday is to invite you to also pay attention in the way that we were witnessing what happened. So we're going to do this quickly, but invite you to follow along with us.
Where do you want to start?
With your class.
Oh, okay, I just checking.
Well, I mean, we've got to, right? So it was, number one, it was an amazing day. A lot of things were happening around here. Living here in Ecuador for us, again, has just been a blessing upon blessing upon blessing.
It's truly a blessing.
It is. We are so excited for those of you that'll be our first group back here in June. So much more to share with you than had you come earlier. The perfection of all that's happening.
Yeah.
But it was Shree's first consciousness healing class. And for all of you, for me, it was how many spontaneous miracle blessings happened during the class.
Well, yeah,
in real time, we can do this, guys.
One of the things that I'm honored to be able to help facilitate is supporting those who gather to move into a space of divine healing and miracle making. This involves, in part, letting go of our mind structures while introducing some new understandings. It involves being safe enough to lift, being safe enough to say, I don't have to carry the junk from my past just to feel familiar. Right. I'm willing to be vulnerable and open to what is here and now. And I'm willing to choose to be in union with my body, with other beings, and so we go. So what happened yesterday, other than a delightful gathering of miracle makers who were students of consciousness, really gathering to expand. Here's one of the things: healing. All of us have had physical issues or carrying something. When you heal that, what really happens? The answer that I prefer to notice is more energy is available for your life's service. Yes. When we take care of us, we have greater resources and reserves to be responsible, to be in service to, and to reflect the love and the magnification of the life that is presently underway. So it's not selfish to take care of yourself, rather it's being full of the divine self as it radiates through the individuated life. So what happened yesterday? Well, during the first miracle session, energy just was radiating out to all of the community, whether they were conscious or not. And so many beings were touched.
And so many of you are writing and talking about this stopped hurting. I migraines that stopped during Shree sharing on moving through these processes. And so this is really one of those moments of affirmative prayer. Because what is prayer, right? Right now, a lot of people are praying, and that's a good thing. However, what is prayer? Was what you did an answer to a prayer? Absolutely. However, the answer or the miracle came forward because the miracle was a gift of affirmation rather than a petition. And this is very much the, shall I say, the importance to know about. Is your prayer a petition or a creation? Your prayer is a command. What are you saying? Help me is a wonderful opening if it's followed by so that I may help others. Versus help me, I am this, I am that. Every declaration you make in prayer, you are affirming. Consider what is a prayer, because right now we are all praying. And so are we petitioning or are we creating? This is the energy of this week, is the ability to dive into the truth of prayer. What is prayer? And what does the answer to a prayer look like? It is expansive, it is joy-filled, and frequently it will look like something you never
Might not be what you thought.
expected. And so it brings us to Shri, we have had so many miracles happening around us. And so the other miracle I want to share about yesterday was not only what was happening during your beautiful event. And I mean, that would be enough. You know, how many, I mean, bona fide healings that people are just writing us and saying, you need to know this happened in real time, and things that have happened since the first series. You know, this is Shri's second series of this consciousness is healing. And it's like blows my mind. But here was the other thing that blew my mind, right? Shri and I were very blessed. We were invited to be on a, I'm going to use it in air quotes, Ascension panel for a group. And we originally had been under the impression that we had an hour presentation. And then the day before we were told, oh, no, you're going to be part of this panel with all these other people. And we were like, okay, great. You know, what was so wonderful for me personally is that I realized what a bubble I'm in. And I really mean that with all my heart, that the past, really since Shri's incident, and a lot is happening with that today, we're going to talk about as well. But, you know, we're in that 1 year mark right now. And I'm going through things and finding texts that happened during the real time. And then, you know, thinking he was going to be okay. And 2 weeks later, he almost died again from the double aneurysms. That was another moment where they were like, if we don't do this now, he's going to die now. And almost worse than the first for recuperation. And so it triggered something in me. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is that was my, if not now, when moment. That was my, oh my God, we have so much work.
Yes.
That was the first thing that went through me was, we're not done. And I begged forgiveness from the universe. My prayer was to beg forgiveness. And for several months, something Shri and I have not shared publicly, after Shri got through his second experience, which for me was like being traumatized twice in 2 weeks.
April 2019 was a big month.
It was a big month, as was April 2020, was it not?
Uh-huh.
And so I'm sharing this with you because we went through a real rough patch from May to August last year, where our bodies weren't in alignment. Shri had very quickly released 50 pounds. My body was in extreme pain. I was still trying to learn to walk again. I was like, oh my God, my husband, you know, everything was in front of us. And the one thing we did during that time is what the divine directors, all of the archangels in the ascended realms have said: steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust. And we did not hide anything from each other. We were as raw and nakedly available as we could be. Well, in August, when we had been in this kind of cycle, and part of us was both wondering, wow, is this going to be our new normal? Yet both of us did not ever think it could be. I go in because I'm having what I thought was a really bad kidney stone attack. And I didn't even know what kidney stones were. I've never had anything like that. But the pain was so excruciating that literally the day I was there to see the doctor, I was screaming in the hallway. Like all these people were like, oh my God, you know, and was told after a CAT scan that I had widespread metastasis. And basically the doctor's like, there's nothing we can do for you. Go home. You know, that's it. And I refused to believe it. I went through about 24 hours of wondering why that would be there. But in that moment, I made a choice. I made a choice to decide that I was no longer a victim of anything, that this pain that had crippled me, nearly put me in a wheelchair, caused me to gain an enormous amount of weight, was just slowing me down, was all there because there were things that I had to slow down to do, and that they were done, and that it no longer served me, and that I was able to forgive myself. I was able to really go within and look at me again. And as Archangel Zadkiel said, re-up. Because we all re-up. It doesn't matter where you are in your level of consciousness. It doesn't matter where you are. To maintain a body of form, to maintain full focus, to be available to serve is a full-time job. Bottom line. And so you either say yes or no, but you're going to say it regularly. And this week is the week we're sharing this information with you, because this is going to be one of those weeks. Is this going to free you? Because it's up here. Remember, we're not quite into our truth. It will release next week. Next week, we fully settle into our truth. So you can only imagine that if this is feeling like a noose, what is next week going to feel like if you're still running away from your truth?
Yeah.
Just pay attention. That's all. It's a profound moment. And so in the spirit of that, I thought we should read this email that we were discussing earlier. So do you want to cue that up, or should I just do it?
Is it in here?
No, I have it right here. We have to read it over here.
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe we can just share first this email. And Sri, I'm going to give it to you to read. I'll carry it over here for you. It's on my iPad.
Last week's show, we were in the flow, as we are, of doing sharings, and then we moved into taking callers.
Yeah.
And this beautiful person wrote in, and his letter actually kind of explains what happened here. So here it is.
Here it is, but he changed the time. So it should be that time. So when you get to the time, you just have to go up here, and there it is.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, we want to share that this email was forwarded us, and we were really moved. And the reason we were so moved is that as the Mastery Mentorship team is when we normally receive a lot of these emails and a lot of these letters. And when this letter came in, it had so many teaching moments in it that we really felt, as united we stand and divided we fall. As we look at the way the archangelic realm is coming in, which is what this entire show is going to focus on from here till when we close, it is about paying attention and witnessing for each other, testifying for each other, paying attention. And so this beautiful email, we're only going to use the first name of the person who sent it, and we did get their permission, but we're going to use it as a teaching tool for today, because there's so much in here and it affects everyone in one way or another. Absolutely. So let's share.
All right. Take a breath and just be present to this lovely sharing.
All right.
It goes like this. Namaste. 2 weeks ago, April 26th, I called in at the end of your Sunday service. I am Paul from Mississippi. My wife listens to you on Sundays, and I lay in bed next to her as she does, and I nap. I had gotten pretty good at tuning both of you out. However, 2 Sundays ago, I told my wife I wanted to listen. As I was laying next to my wife, you gave out your 888 number early in the service. I remembered the number, and I still remember it now. There's a miracle.
Totally.
I felt an unbelievable, compelling pull to call you, but you had just 10 minutes left in the program, and I did call. My wife was disturbed because I was talking over the broadcast to Dawn, the producer, and she got up and went to another room so she could listen to the last few minutes of the program.
Good for you.
At 1:43, an amazing series of events happened. Look at the broadcast. The caller from Illinois couldn't be heard, so you released the call. At that point, Sri was going to go to a caller, but Kira points to the computer and changes who you would take next.
You were radiating. I saw it. I mean, it was like...
So Sri's eyes moved to line 3, and it was me, Paul from Mississippi. So it's kind of fun how he got...
Oh, yeah. We're going to go back through this and give you the other teaching points.
Yeah. He continues. I have never listened to your program. I have never had the desire to participate in Ascension. I have read the Bible, led a coach's outreach ministry, listened to Rick Warren every day, and Ascension was nowhere near my radar. I placed all of it in the Divine's hand and your readings. First, Sri, what you said was 100% spot on. Kira, what you said was 100% spot on. Amazing. My eyes opened, my brain opened, my soul opened. I am 3 weeks into my studies. My wife and I have gotten rid of all the refractory distractions. We are all in. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you for spending just a few minutes with me. My wife came back into our bedroom that Sunday with a huge smile and tears. She has the most beautiful smile.
Oh.
I don't know what a lot of what I'm doing is called. I don't know the terminology, but I am learning and I am understanding. Together, we are releasing our fears, mostly mine. I am studying the lessons of light, and so much of my past events make sense.
Yes.
I love who I am. I love my wife
Yes.
and I love my family. I love that I get to train adult athletes.
Right
I
on.
love. Thank you, Paul.
Paul, we all love you. And I am sure that the chat's going crazy over at YouTube. I'm sure that there's plenty of people that are reaching out to you right now. And for all of us, as you're feeling this email, we do want to go back and share with you a few things about this, because what really is so beautiful here is that you're witnessing Paul's aha moment.
Yeah.
And that it is always in its own time. And that the one thing that I really, really love is that his wife says, I love myself enough that I'm going to sit in my own bed on a Sunday. This is my time when I'm going to give myself an opportunity to just be me and feel wonderful about that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that. And that they love each other enough that he says, okay, I'm going to hang with you, but I have no interest, puts me to sleep. Great. Right. But that they're at peace with that.
Yeah.
Shows the balance,
The mutual love and respect.
Exactly.
There.
And
Yeah.
this is really important. And it shows a lot of that twin soul versus twin flame, or not versus, but or twin flame, which we're going to be talking about in a moment. And so I love that. And then what is so beautiful here is that I want to use his language right here. I want to read what Paul said. An unbelievable, compelling pull. Unbelievable, compelling pull. How many of you have had your unbelievable, compelling pull moment? Bingo. That's it. That's when you know it's real, because his left brain was already being overridden by the soul. It's like, as I see him laying there, I'm seeing this beautiful ascended master sitting up and going, come on, pay attention. And that's how it begins, does it not? And then what I love is then he actually took the action. It's not just about the unbelievable, compelling pull. What do you do with it?
Mm-hmm.
You still have a choice.
Action is required.
Right? You still have a choice. And so this was very much about two people who are on very different journeys in the moment, yet sincerely respect, love each other enough. That already is ascended energy. The ascended energy was already in the household. So whether or not you call it ascension, whether you call it love, whether you call it respect, it doesn't matter. What matters is it's a frequency. So the frequency of availability was already there, right? Yeah. And then I love this next one. I love when we receive a lot of emails about the miracles of, oh my God, here's the sequence of events. Here's what happened. That is always the universe's way of saying that if the left brain tries to come in and dismiss this, we're just going to give you a whole bunch of evidence, right? We're just going to set it up that there's just no way it can be denied. And that's when you know you're in that flow as well, that continues. And then what I love here is you were basically saying the ascended mantra of self-ascension, right? When you were talking about bottom right here, I was just reading it. There it is. My eyes opened, my brain opened, my soul opened, right? Open your mind, expand your vision, ignite your heart, heal the world. Uh-huh. The greater you ignited. And that was allowed to happen. And then I just love the way the last three paragraphs are modeling steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust. You're already doing that. That is how that framework opens. That's when the archangelic realm steps in. That's true testifying that says, yes, this is undeniable. It is happening. It has happened. And remember that the nice thing about May, and we're in kind of a peak zone of it right now, is that in this moment of this month, we are able to really be between the dimensions, and there's going to be a lot more of this tangible step-by-step noticing. So thank you for saying yes to you. And we look forward to the two of you really deepening your union and your journey, because, you know, as you and I both know, when you come together in that experience of wholeness, it gets pretty amazing.
Yeah. Because ultimately it gets down to the spiritual journey. We may think that we're on a more a colloquial path earlier in life. However, your entire life is your spiritual journey, and to be in full alignment, let alone partnership with another being, magnifies the love and the joy of that travel.
Absolutely. And, you know, speaking of that travel and calling together the multidimensional experience of that, many of you know Anam Sumanam, who was very visible in our community for many years until a few years ago. She had an incredible experience with breast cancer that brought her into her ascended form. And what is so amazing is that her partner of many years is with us, travels around the world with us. Many of you know Jean, and we're going to be bringing Jean on in just a moment to share with you. And I just want to open it by sharing that when Jean first came to Tosa Blue Mountain, he brought me some of Anam's items, some of her personal things that he felt that I should have, or she had shared with him. I could ask Jean when we have him on in just a moment. And I was actually, I have all of these, I have altars everywhere. Those of you that come here know
Lots
that.
and lots of
Everything's an altar,
sacred
everything.
altars.
I want my eyes on the divine, right? Keep your eyes on the divine at all times. And so I have this beautiful, my beloved bought me when we were living in Albuquerque. It's actually a beautiful hand, and it's Tibetan, and it's very, very old. And we were very, very blessed to become the custodians of it.
Yeah.
And it's the feature in one of my private altars. Excuse me. And I've had hanging on it ever since he gave it to me, this beautiful stone, I think it was an eyeglass holder that was Anam's, and it just feels very right there. Well, I was watering my bamboo. I have beautiful bamboo on this altar as well. And as I was watering my bamboo, a leaf fell and brought me to that. And when I looked down, Anam came in behind me as this huge ascended queen. I mean, I did not even want to look up. And she literally tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, Jean." And I was like, done. And I was like, wow. And it started this dialogue, and there's more there, but it's kind of personal. We'll see where Jean wants to go with it. But Jean is over on line 5 at the 800 number. So BBS, let's say hi to Jean from Washington, DC.
Namaste. This is Jean.
Hello, hello.
Namaste. Welcome, sweetheart. We are so glad to have you with us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Anam came to me also and tell me I had to release all resistance.
Yes.
And I do have many. So let me start by saying thank you so much, because last Monday I had so much to deal with. I called Sue and said, "Sue, I need healing. I need to talk to Sri." Sue said, "You need to answer some questions." And at that time, my crown chakra just exploded. It said, "You have all the tools. Why do you need help?" I said, "I have to call my mentor." So to make a long story short, on Monday, it was in deep density. On Tuesday, I started doing my tools vigorously. On Wednesday, I was able to connect with my soul and to say yes. And when I got your email on Thursday, and I had my doctor's appointment for Friday, I'm dealing with a little bit of cancer, which I think that is very easy to get rid of. I had a miracle day on Friday. Everything came together down to the decision who is going to be with me for 72 hours. Well, thank you so much. And now allow me to be in a relationship that is so fruitful with Chantal, and with all the lessons I open my mind, I expand my vision, I ignite my heart to heal the world, saying yes and accept it to be guided and keep my eyes on the divine. So that is my week of miracle with the full moon, with the full super moon. And I want to thank you both. I love you so, so much. Thank you.
Well, there's a prayer, right? That's a prayer. And that prayer has been answered and is continually showering the blessings of the alchemical gifts of the yoga of self-ascension upon you in all ways. And Sri Jean has a beautiful being standing next to him that we are just adoring pictures of. Thank you for sending.
Yes. Yes. And for those of you listening, I just want to offer one more little, it's just kind of just an amusement. I've worked with many people who have had to deal with, quote, the system, the veterans hospitals and the insurance and all of that. And every time they talk about, oh, it took how many hours and how many visits and come back tomorrow and fill out this form. And what Jean didn't say crystal clearly that I want to underscore is he walked in and in one moment, every doctor, every appointment, every schedule, everything was done. It was like the finest red carpet. We will take care of whatever you need right now. And to me, the miracle energy influences the density as well as the ascended, because the density needs miracles. I'll tell you that.
Amen.
And so, Jean, you were radiating such clarity and love that it's time for you to have your needs met.
Sincerity, love, and presence, the miracle formula, right? Sincerity, love, and presence with a prayer of creation.
Yes.
And so we bow before you, and everything's coming together in your life. We are so happy and inspired, and thank you for the blessing of sharing with all of us. We love the manifestation of your miracle. We love you. Thank you, Angel.
Much love.
Thank you so much. Namaste, and to my Ascension family and the Miracle team. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. We love you. Thank you, Jean. And Sri, this is what about this moment is so potent, is that we are at this moment where everything is happening in the quantum field experience.
Yes.
Everything. So, for example, we've been talking about this, and this week I saw it happen quite a bit. Sri and I live Ascension. We don't just talk about it. I mean, it is our life. There is no, those of you that have come here, those of you that meet us, that spend time at our Self-Ascension campus where you actually can live like an ascended being and try it on and see if you can live this way, you know. But anyway, what happens is that we each know when we are being authentic, and we understand what authenticity is. And in this moment, the authenticity of the ascension for us is by living it. We are like these orchids, we are living it. And we feel very strongly that Tosa Blue Mountain is coming into full bloom, and that like an orchid, that bloom will last, and everyone that comes will be able to partake of that. And what I learned yesterday on that panel, and I wanted to share because it's part of this miracle energy, it really is, was that spending so much time in really the seventh dimension right now, I have been in this bubble, and I'm aware, remember I shared with all of you guys, I'm aware of what I'm aware of. And I think people, and Bria Rose is here. She can, I'm here, I'm participating. I'm doing laundry and making food, all the things we do.
And doing a good job
well,
at it.
Thank you. Taking care of my bird and all the other good things. However, it was really fascinating to be on a panel where literally everyone else on the panel was teaching something that they have no idea what it feels like. And at first, I saw myself respond to that on all the density levels, right. And then moving up through the rest of the levels, which was divine perfection. But it was a fascinating moment yesterday that I did not realize that living this is still not common, and that it's more about being it in a radiation, connection than it is. There was one woman that kept trying to sell her 45-day program, and I was just fascinated. And another woman that was screaming at all of us like she was angry, telling us why we shouldn't be angry. And, you know, and then another one who claimed to have the keys to all of the DNA that's moving people laterally because she herself can't even see what's happening. And I was in that moment aware that there are teachers for everyone.
Well, and this is the point I want to jump
it was
in
a
on.
profound gift.
Our shared experience has strata of consciousness, strata of attainment.
Yeah.
There is a teacher for every being.
Exactly.
And we tend to outgrow our teachers, do we not? I hope so.
That's the intention, that we stand in mastery together, right?
And so what was a little bit of an eye-opener for us is that we don't compare. We're just doing our thing, living our truth, and sharing with you. Certainly there's lots to teach, much information to share. However, more importantly is when we share our information, it's because we know the truth of it.
We're living it.
We're
living it.
It's part of our being, not a concept that we think is pretty good.
It was, and here's what's so powerful, Sri, is that I think you and we weren't even allowed to talk. Every time we tried to talk, the linear ones were just like, boom. And that was cool. We just sat there with our beautiful full moon background. And what I really did enjoy was I learned so much.
Yeah.
I learned so much. I had no idea. I mean, they're talking about how we're just now entering the fifth dimension. And some of them were talking about the wondrous creativity of the fourth dimension. And God bless them. That's their spiral. Who's to say that it's not theirs to experience? However, what it also reminded me of was how beautiful you are. Yeah. That to say yes to that which is saying you must go beyond the paradigm of the time, that expanding into your multidimensional presence is the greatest service you can offer, because you are saying yes. That is what's heralded in all this archangelic presence right now. Well, and that's why the help is here.
Yeah, the help is here for each and every one of us. And as I look at our community, and every Sunday we gather in the chat and the love and the sharings and the willingness to be transparent. Yeah. This is going on for me. That's going on for me. Not from a standpoint of boasting or specialness. It's just like, oh my God.
Anybody else?
Witness.
Anybody else got a jack? Go fish, right?
And some the piece I want to kind of reflect back to everyone is feel content, feel good, feel joyful about where you are right now. There is no need to compare to anyone. There is a need to be with those who are awake.
And to see, and start acknowledging the everyday angels, because they're out there and there's going to be more and more of them. And, you know, the first thing I want to say about everyday angels is that as I was putting on my mascara, believe it or not, guys, right? And you can see I buy expensive mascara. I really do. It's my eyes, right? And so this is amazingly good mascara. But anyway, we were in Amsterdam.
There's no commercial content.
No. I'm not promoting Chanel mascara, but it rocks. Anyway, we were trapped in Amsterdam in an airport, and we were there for like 23 hours, right? In the Amsterdam airport, which if you're going to be trapped in an airport, be trapped there.
Pretty nice.
Phenomenal airport. And there's even a little hotel inside that we didn't have to go through and enter the country that, you know, was fine. Anyway, the reason I'm sharing this story with you is I was really not well. We were on our way over to Bhutan. This cancering that I had been going through, I had been losing a lot of weight very, 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 very rapidly. I was weak. I was not well. I was not sharing it publicly. Yeah. It was very hard. And anyway, it was also wonderful, right? But because my body broke through, I had to get over to India. That was for sure. And Bhutan. So when we were in the airport, because we were dashing through, and because you take as little as possible, and because I live in Ecuador, I like to take advantage of the duty-free shop when I'm out of the country. And that's always where I buy my makeup. And what was so beautiful was that it was something I wanted to do for me. And it's the one time a year or 2 years in this case, where I get to spend a little money just on me, buying something that I really love. And I'm sharing that with you with all these mothers on Mother's Day. Remember to always treat you. Yes. And what was so beautiful was I walked back to the counter, and, you know, Kira, she looks sometimes people think I look a little different than the average person.
I think so.
And as I was and maybe not, whatever, I are, okay. But as I walked up to the makeup counter, especially the Chanel counter, all the girls disappeared thinking, oh, there's no commission in her. And this one beautiful woman walked up to me. And I started talking to her about how I want the absolute best Chanel mascara they have out there. And as she started talking, I noticed her energy field was glowing a soft pink, and she was very collapsed. And so I also noticed that she was definitely not from that area. And I just softly looked at her and I said, "Habla español." And her eyes lit up. She dropped the mascara. She was very short. She was from Colombia. And she hadn't spoken Spanish in a long time. And 10 minutes later, the supervisor's coming over trying to get her to stop working with me. A half an hour later, I have every free sample of everything I was going to buy. And then she brings me, remember this? She brings me out right outside. She's like, "I'm going on break. Wait a minute. I'm like, okay. And we had been talking about God. We had been talking about mystical things. I was talking about what the universe is and how I see us all as one heart and we are all one being and one land. And she was a very devout fundamentalist Christian. And we were meeting in a love space. And the only thing between us was pure love. And Sri and I even have a picture. I forgot to cue up the picture of me with her, because what happened was I waited outside in this terminal and she came dashing out and she grabbed me and she gazed up at me. And she started blessing me. And she was offering me to relieve my pain, that my journey would find the release. I had never talked to her about my pain. I didn't say a word. We were talking in this level. We never left the love space. We held nothing but joy for each other. And here this woman was offering me this blessing. This angel in form offered me this blessing. And when I returned to that terminal, 6 weeks later, I was pain-free, and a lot had transformed on that journey. And I knew that the cancer was going to not ever manifest into what they had predicted. And so sometimes everyday miracles come in Chanel mascara. And I really wanted to share that with all of you, because it's important to remember, where are your miracles happening right now? And are you paying attention? Is your prayer a petition? Or is your prayer a creation? Because this week is intense, and this week is all about keeping your eyes on the divine to manifest. Remember, we are in manifestation, so everything blooms. Manifestation right now, March 10 through the 22nd, when we come together in that incredible next experience of up level.
And I just want to underscore a little bit about the miracle energy, because miracles it's an effluence. Miracles are part and parcel of the divine flow that is underpinning the linear reality. When we are so focused on the Newtonian reality, the lower levels of consciousness, I have a cause and effect.
Love it.
And the only way I'm going to get anything is to invest X amount of money and do this and Y, and all that jazz. And so the key with miracles is to start recognizing they are happening. They're bubbling through into the density, and just being called in that line and getting that extra service where it wasn't part of the linear flow, and yet it happened. How many little ordinary miracles do we dismiss thinking, oh, well, it's not big enough? Oh, really? Because the more
there's the judgment.
Exactly.
That's what restricts the miracle.
You're putting the limit on the joy that can come forward. And that leads me to the next point. Miracles flow when joy is on the go.
Ooh,
when we're
cute.
when we are really in the flow of our divine union with our mission and our heart and the ascended reality, and you don't have to be effervescent. You could just be in that peaceful knowing that this is good, life is good. And that is radiating out, and it touches other beings, it touches other situations, and the response is only good. Everything up levels. How far, whatever, that depends on other things. But the key is, when we live our joy is returned, magnified, and miracles continue to happen. Take a look. trust, let go of what you think it ought to look like,
Yeah.
and get into the flow of the spontaneous emergence of more joy.
Now, in that spontaneous emergence of more joy through what happened with Jean, right? And the love factor that's also coming around him, because what Shri and I do know is that in the presence of true love, all healing happens.
Yep.
All
Got
healing.
many stories
And
about
that
that.
doesn't require a second being. In the presence of true love, right? When the petition is no longer one that petitions and one that becomes the creation. So Shri and I want to share, because this I've been calling out to the universe, as all of you know, and really, can we do a screen share?
You bet.
Okay, so one of the things that has been happening right now, and oops, we're going to share that in 1 second. I want to go right here. Is that you amazing, amazing, beautiful people. Every Monday, Shri and I are offering Lessons in Ascension. And this Lessons in Ascension program is ongoing. It's like Sunday night service, Monday night lessons, right?
Magical Mondays.
It is hashtag Magic Monday. Get to our website, get registered. You can join for almost nothing. It's a donation. If you want to donate $1, do it. Get in there, because 100% of that donation money, this collage was Friday.
Yeah,
right?
just last week.
This was during the full moon. And so we felt compelled to share this with you in real time. And thank you. These are your donations in action, and you are inspiring joy. And Shri, you just want to share a little bit about what they're looking at?
Well, absolutely, because our hearts were really called, because of the COVID-19 lockdowns worldwide.
Yeah.
People are being told, stay at home, don't overtax our hospital systems, etc. Well, it's the law. They have to stay at home. And what's been happening during the 6-8 weeks that this has been going on,
we're going into our 8th week this week,
is that people are out of work. They have no income. And while many people have veggies in their front yard, they're lacking in staples. They're lacking in soap and toothpaste and all the other things that go into rounding out healthy living.
Starvation has actually
and many
set
of
in.
them, there's a couple of the people in this photo have lost their husbands and have no capacity to take care of themselves.
And very senior people who are a gentleman who's locked up in his house who, according to Bria, almost fell over when they showed up with help.
And so when we began to feel this need more tangibly, we said, let's take action.
Right.
And this is what I believe. We are meant to help those that are visible to us, to be in community, and that is how we grow the love. And during this special time, we felt called to allocate the cash that had come in from your donations toward rice and beans and soap and all of the things that will contribute to the health and the well-being of people who are in need.
And you'll see up in the top left here, the dispensary. And so Bria and Angel, who's the man you see in the sweatshirt and boots, who also works in Doog Doog, and we have really been assisting his family now for almost 3 years. And so he has been the one that has made sure that the neediest people in the village are getting this experience. And so they first have to go to this dispensary where everything is put together and all of the bags are created. And these are all of the things that these people need to live. And then that's Bria, you see there delivering, and Angel, and the streets, you see the streets of Doog Doog, Angel walking down the street there. You see him delivering to this woman who literally lives under a home. And then you also see down there the very typical homes. Now, kind of ironically, our home is made of that. The house you're staring at, however, our home was completely fully restored. And as you can tell, that home is the way most of the homes around here are made. And so there, sometimes electricity is not there. And we're at 7,500 feet in the mountains, and right now it's winter. And so to be without food and sanitation in the middle of a time when it's also very cold is also not very comfortable. So there are 3 ways you can help. Number 1, you help by also calling in yourself and being with us on Monday nights. 100% of your beautiful donation goes to the donation for 100% goes to
in fact-
everyone.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then-
told that this is not displaying, honey. I'm trying to fix that.
Well, it says we're sharing. So
No.
what is displaying?
The first one you stopped. I'm going to reload this real quick.
Okay.
And
Okay,
so
sorry guys. Thanks for sharing.
and then
Now that we have it up,
now that we
try
have it
again.
up, I think it'll work.
so you can't change when you're up. That's so much for that
we
idea.
just learned something.
Sorry guys, that was our fault.
Now,
Can you see it now?
Don, give me a text clue that we are showing the donation.
Yes, we just got a yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's everything we were just talking about.
So those of you watching can catch up and scan the photos. We already described them.
Yeah, we don't have access to our YouTube comments anymore. We really apologize. We have a new system and that locked us out.
Anyway, what we want you to know is that everything that you share with us, we share with others. And this is a way of expanding both our respect to the peoples who are connected to the earth and are the foundational energy of the humans on this planet.
Yeah.
Really in that lineage, as well as just the expanding hearts.
So forgive us. There's 3 ways. Let's leave that there for a minute, Sri.
Yeah.
There are 3 ways, again, that you can help. Number 1, join us for the Monday night lessons. Just get into these Ascension lessons. Go to SriandKara.com, click on it, get in. We're finishing the lessons of light right now, but you can certainly join it at any time. And then we're going to be diving into living in the 5th dimension. Number 2, you can just offer a donation to these humanitarian aid programs that also includes supporting Clinica Linda. The reason Angel in this picture is walking is because of the treatments he received at Clinica Linda. You also see him carrying bags and he's able to work again. He was almost paralyzed in his arm and walking was too painful. So him delivering food is also saying the pain clinic works.
Yeah.
And so again, that's where you can donate. See that at SriandKara.com, or the one you've been seeing too much of. So we won't put it up again. We'll just tell you about it. Sri and I, as you know, are union souls. Now, how do we know this? The archangelic realm revealed to us the 4 original soul groups, the ones that are there that birthed into everything that's happening now. Remember, it's outside of linear time where we find the greatest, fastest answers. In that process, we were shown very clearly that twin flame, twin soul are mirrors of each other. Now, I want you to breathe that in. And so now, and this is why we've been invited to have a 2-hour special event that we are going to have May 27th, Wednesday, get there. Now what's happened is with the 5th dimensional mirror open, twin flames are reflecting and staying in this lower contracted energy, whereas twin souls are flourishing, finding each other, Jean and Chantel, coming together because of the wisdom ignition. This is a really important discernment and sharing, and it's part of the authenticity that is expanding in ways right now that's either going to expand everyone around you or contract, or a little of both.
And we'll have a lot more to share about this and run you through some processes to help get clear. And so this 2-hour presentation is coming up in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we were told it had to be in May energy.
And 100% of the proceeds are going to support humanitarian efforts of the Temple of Self-Ascension is our legal nonprofit organization, and that we operate under that spiritual mission to support the expansion of love and light on this planet at this time.
Yeah, so 3 ways, right? Join us on Monday night, just make a donation, come to the twin flame or twin soul and why it really matters. If you go to our website, it's posted on the homepage. You can click on the graphic, learn more about it. The donation is $8.88 or less if that's really where your heart is. Join us. It's 100% to the clinic and the food. We need to keep the food program going, guys. So thank you for letting us have it come forward. And Sri, is this the fastest show on the planet?
Yeah, I was just going to say, all of you people holding on the phone,
keep holding.
We're going to start taking calls, doing readings, and offering divine mirroring to all of you.
And if you have your miracle over the past week, share it with us. Let us know.
But first, we want to play a little video. I'm going to go freshen my cup of tea. And so this video is got a beautiful artainment display with an ensoulment that is truly powerful and an opportunity to connect ever deeper to our celestial family.
Yeah, so relax, breathe, receive. We'll be right back.
That's not it.
Hold on. Yes, it is. That doesn't have the green box around it. It's hidden. See, that doesn't. Sorry, guys, we can't get to play it yet. We don't know where it's hiding.
I can get it for you.
Okay, you need to get it up because it is up. Yeah. So it's.
Hang on a second.
Sorry, everyone. There it is.
Okay, but we're not sharing.
We don't know. We're not sharing.
Hold on, we got a new computer. All right, here we go. I'm going to repeat.
There we are.
Let's make it bigger.
And go back to the beginning.
It's on the beginning, I think. Here we go.
That's 11 seconds in.
I'm
You need
trying
to
to
go
get back. I'm trying.
There we go. All right. Enjoy.
Welcome, divine pillars of light. Smile and remember that you have ignited. As we connect with you now, relax and breathe as you are in a crystalline temple of creation with us, and together we are traversing many worlds and dimensions. Breathe and smile again as you are in an opportune moment to expand ever more into your own fullness. We ask you to celebrate through breath. As you celebrate through breath, we encourage you to celebrate every breath, every breath. Celebrate that you have lungs that invite the experience of breath into your form. Breath is your gift. How do you use the gift? Come out of the shadows and take in the breath of life that sustains thee. And yes, as you breathe, you release. And as you breathe, you open the portals to fulfill many destinies. As you offer yourself the love of breath, as you offer yourself the gift of deep, divine breath, in that recognition, love again arises as all that is needed, all that you are. Together, this becomes the one gift, the one ship of the one beingness. When you serve love, you have everything, do you not? When you serve knowledge, you will constantly keep seeking. When you seek knowledge, you are perpetually seeking. When you seek love, you are perpetually filled and in perpetual fulfillment. All knowledge already exists. You culminate the search and live in the blissful state of divine recognition that all is, all has been, all will always be. How often do you distract yourself away from divine bliss in search of more facts? Distraction is the moment when you separate from the blissful state. It reinforces the energy of lack. For when you are constantly seeking, can you ever find? We invite you to remember, dearest children, that you are at the time where you are already found. You just need to know it. Have you looked lately into the depth of your own soul, into your own recognition of divine love? Are you loving yourself enough? Are you recognizing through saying yes to the divine gift that you are? Are you experiencing every day as the recognition of pure love, the mastery presence that we are all sparks of one divine light? When you love enough, separation dissolves without the need to ask why or seek an answer. The energy of hate is simply not possible when you are in the spaciousness of the divine recognition of the love of oneness. When you are the love of oneness, when you are the loving oneness, all that you seek, all that you experience, all that you do comes of you. Embracing divine oneness. It is important to recognize that as you visit and revisit and visit again that which you consider to be not enough, that which you consider to be disconnected from the spaciousness of deep divine love of the core center, you are being gifted with the opportunity to call back into yourself the divine oneness. It begins with the loving recognition of the truth of your own being. We invite you to notice why you seek knowledge and to play with ceasing to seek knowledge for knowledge's sake. Do you seek knowledge for knowledge's sake? When you enter the balanced perfection of the loving spaciousness of that which you are, from there all knowledge reveals itself, and it has already been revealed. In the loving trust of your divinity and mastery presence, all that is manifests. Are you loving yourself enough to accept bliss? Many are unable to discover bliss due to the perception of separateness. This separateness arises from the lack of core love. Core essence alignment, deep understanding, recognition, and absolute presence of being with the divine at every moment ignites effortless flow. It is a gift of love when you offer yourself effortless flow. Remember, you are here to experience everything without limitation. Darkness appears as a byproduct of the seeking of knowledge for the sake of knowledge. This is because the many unanswered questions open the opportunity for the brain of form to be the only recipient. In the wholeness of divine love, darkness does not exist. This is not that one is better than another, for indeed without the light, there cannot be dark, and without the dark, there cannot be light. You are here at the time of great culmination, and through this moment, the recognition of divine perfection, of why you have come to this planet right now, is before you. Yes. We invite you to remember, darkness manifests from the pursuit of knowledge for the sake of knowledge because it is a variant of the mind energy. How do you know if you are in your heart? How do you know if you are in your mind? How are you feeling? What are you feeling? What is manifesting around you? When the seeking of knowledge becomes your focus, the life experience becomes challenging because all comes into variance energy instead of harmony energy. When you seek the cities, for example, when you seek little mystical experiences, you demand to open up the veil, asking to see a light, see a color, do this, do that. What you are affirming is that you are entertained by the astral and content with stopping there. For some, this is good. For others, it is valuable to call forward the remembrance that wholeness anchors as you release desire and expectation for what you believe the divine should be revealing to you. As you simply live with the awakened presence of the divine every moment of every day, with every single thing that you do, all is revealed in perfection. Are you in the presence of the divine at all times? Or does the mind encourage you to be seeking knowledge? What is important to you? Dearest children, may your ascended presence remember that if you must believe in what you refer to as sin, that the only sin is to interfere with the path of another. It would be a sin to interfere with the path of another and to let another interfere in your own path. That is the sin you create against yourself, using your word, sin. Has another sought to take that which you know is true? Have you let the energies of another stop you from moving forward? Where is your heart? And if indeed you call that energy into yourself, love yourself for seeing what is incomplete. Love yourself for seeing where your heart is ready to heal evermore. Dearest children, the fifth dimensional energies have escalated tenfold, and many have felt it as chaos. Many have felt it as divine chaos. Many accidents, many accidents, be it physical body accidents, car accidents, little things that seem like an accident. These accidents are designed to help you realign back into the heart energy. Many have polarized. Release judgment. What they are doing is perfect for them. As the third, fifth, and seventh dimensional energy are now coming together into one energy vacuum. You are preparing for a great implosion. You live in a world of an explosion, so it is helpful to recognize you're heading into a powerful time of implosion. Go deep into your heart center as you call back to you the multiple energies that you are. Pay attention to your life. Pay attention to what has come forward. Gaze with detached, loving energy at every experience you have ever had. And when you do, smile. Smile and say thank you. You do not need to cross over to have a panoramic life review. You can do it right now. Every single being that you have spent time with, have loved with, have been challenged with, have been with, they all did their job well. Love them for doing their job so well. Can you free them from your consciousness of attachment that it could have or should have been different? Can you gift yourself with the loving recognition that all is in divine order? And after your panoramic life review, can you gift yourself with a panoramic world review and claim peace with what you see? When you can come to peace with all that is around you, then you can hold consciousness for 100,000 others. The gift of peaceful self-recognition. As you relax and come to peace with what is happening around you, your life flourishes. Offer yourself that gift. Do you wish to be the explosion, or do you wish to birth the heart implosion? What is your choice? With the recognition of the divine perfection of all that is happening around you, the divine perfection is revealed. Dearest children, it is your choice, and either choice you make is a glorious one. And regardless of your decision, allow yourself to release judgment of the choice you make. You have played your part perfectly to bring you into divine awareness now. All of your actions, interactions, expressions of beingness, doingness, call forward the recognition that all is in divine order. This is the birth of mastery, humility, gratitude, love, and divine recognition. Humility, gratitude, love, divine recognition. 4 simple things to experience your life in form with manifested, abundant flow. Dearest children, when you anchor this divine recognition of love, separateness ceases to be. Divine loving source guides the life flow as you know without doubt that each of you is in the other. We encourage you to once more ignite the divine portal of self-truth. Know how loved and supported you are. It is indeed your time. Together, you are co-creating this moment. Every moment, all moments. In the energy of unity, judgment ceases and both right and wrong dissolve. There is the unification and the divine perfection. We love you. Many blessings.
Namaste and welcome back. Here we are. Time is just marching forward and love is expanding timelessly.
I think I'm still in that ensoulment. And, that is such a profound ensoulment. And that is posted. If you want the text of that, I know every time I listen to it, and we felt it was really important not to move forward. We felt that ensoulment was really about the energy of this week and about right now. Remember, united we stand, divided we fall. We're going to start talking about that. And we're also going to be receiving your phone calls. So we just want to share. We see a couple of hands are already up over in the 517-208-1500 call board. Yes, you can use the raise hand feature, which is *5. Is that right, Sri? *5. If you have a question for Sri Ramka, remember, he is an incredible master of Vesa quantum intuitive. And he's really been nailing it on what's happening with these physical experiences in this ascension energy right now. So raise your hand if you have a question for Sri. Also, over at 888-627-6008. Hey, guys, let us all know at either call board when we say hello to you. do you have something to share? Have you had a miracle experience this week? Do you have a question, or are you requesting a mini soul reading? And what Sri and I have been finding is that these mini soul readings have been kind of coming together. And today, in the energy of Sincerely Twin Soul, we felt that it would be our gift to all of you that all of your reading requests today will have a combination of us responding to you. So happy energy of the mother and the mother within.
Yes.
So we're going to go to that call board in just a minute. However, before we do, Sri, I wanted to go back to that quote from the Ensoulment. And if you were just with us right now, a couple things that really stand out from that is that when you are at peace with all around you, then you ignite for 100,000 others. And so when you are at peace with all that is around you, could there not have been a clearer, more potent, more profound message from the universe than what's happening right now? And saying, look, we're just going to give it all to you at once because we can't wait another 20 years. We're not going to dribble drabble it. And you're going to have this experience and that experience. If you really want this, because remember, you've got to want it. You have to want it. If you really want this, if you really want to jump into this ascension, if you really want to do this, then that's why all is in front of you. And I mean all, because it's going to trigger every single mastery point within you. Whatever you've been hiding from yourself, whatever you think you've resolved, whatever it is, this will bring it forward. And it's a champagne moment.
Absolutely.
Right? This is a apex. Remember that June, what's the June eclipse going to do? It's going to bring the eye to the pyramid, which lifts it to the top of the bigger pyramid. So, wow.
Yeah.
Really,
to
wow.
be at peace with all that's around you is to be in that open-hearted place of going, isn't this an amazing world?
I love that.
Amazing universe.
And the other thing is, especially with what's going on this week, and another reason why we wanted to play this Ensoulment again, is that Zadkiel also says, are you feeding the explosion or the implosion? Right? And then he also goes on to say, you will ignite the divine, or he says, ignite the divine portal of self-truth. That's the angelic presence. That's the mother of it all. That's the moment of true nourishment, because the final thing that I wanted to quote was when Zadkiel says, when we are within unity judgment, when we are within unity, when we are in unity, judgment ceases. Judgment ceases. Now that unity is right here, is it not? And that, again, is why we put the title for this week as United We Stand, Divided We Fall. In the energy of expansion and contraction, it's really easy to have judgment arise on both sides until we really break free. And so in this release of judgment, and remember, we're all kind of hanging this week, right? How is that feeling, right? So in the release of the judgment, this week, the unity energy, this week, I want you to really own this. This week, the unity energy will ignite greater miracles as the energy of division will solidify judgment. So this is a week about judgments. And the more you let go of judgment, beginning right here, right? Look at yourself. The more you let go, and it takes me right back to what we just read or just heard, both in that Ensoulment. When we are within unity, judgment ceases.
Yes.
We just have to be in unity. Then you go back to peace with all that is around you. And again, I think we're going to post that video finally on the web this week at Official Sri and Kira. You really want to connect with that Ensoulment. It's at our website, Official Sri and Kira, SriandKira.com. Go really dive into it this week, because if ever a week it meant something, it's right now, because the mother within us all is that divine dispensation, right? That your divine dispensation that ignites unconditional love. I want you to just feel that. Close your eyes, bring your hands to your right here. And the rebirth of the first week of May, this energy of all these beautiful flowers birthing, called in that return of the mystical magi. And with that rebirthing energy, having the script rewritten, having the scroll put out in front of you, literally, right? It is your presence and your openness to this portal to tangibly keep sending the message. Make the prayer the creation. The universe is watching. You are in a respiration with the universe right now. 10th to the 22nd, go. It's ready, go, set. I mean, everything is manifesting. So why not command it to manifest for the highest of all? That's the blessing we're in right now.
Yeah.
That is so important because it frees you from constriction and limitation. And that helps that noose.
Absolutely. Because
release.
the upper throat chakra issues have a lot, it's also affecting sinuses. That some of you may have been noticing a little drippage, or the sinus
Pressure.
Everything
I get
from
it like pressure
to the flow.
Yeah.
And that whole area also is about your eyes. But the upper throat chakra is primarily the respiratory, which begins right there at the nose, and that our willingness to accept that which has a great degree of impact on what we experience. And this gets back to the non-judgment.
Absolutely.
And the peace. When we are willing to accept, so beloved Creator, I'm willing to accept whatever must be present for me to continue to expand my mission of service. I am willing to accept it. And in that beautiful heart-centered prayer of surrender to the divine, the flow enhances and we move through that which is designed to support all.
The mantra of self-ascension, right? I am here, I am ready, I am open, guide me. And then breathe it up into the ascended awareness. Open my mind, expand my vision, ignite my heart, heal the world as I am healed. This is a oneness experience, and that is why it is rich. And that is why the energy of united we stand, divided we fall is really rich this week. Because in the unification of this energy, remember, we're here, it's lifting us up while we're receiving. If the body is in agreement and the body is saying yes, and there is harmony between body and soul, then that is the effortless lift. But anything that has got this contraction in it is going to feel like a noose. And by next week, it's going to feel like it's choking you because we're manifesting. So this is the 10th through the 22nd. So Sri, let's, I'm loving our prayers, right? Remember that when a prayer is a creation, it withholds judgment. There is no judgment. But a prayer that prays for victory over another, or a prayer that seeks to diminish, is a petition. And often petitions back to thyself. So pay attention to how you're praying this week as well. I know I am.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to head over to the call board and
I'm excited to say
hi to some folks who have their hands raised.
All
and
right.
we're going to begin right here. It looks like in Illinois.
All right, we're going to Illinois.
So welcome.
Hi, Illinois.
Hello, Shane. This is Gary. How are you doing? Namaste.
Namaste. Hey, sweetheart. Doing well.
Good. Yeah, I was the caller that I couldn't hear you. You couldn't hear me. And when Paul got his message, so I'm honored anytime to get dropped for somebody to get something like that.
Wow. Oh my God. And here you are right now. And Sri was called to call you first. Wait, I just need to breathe this in.
There is balance in the universe,
this
my
is
friend.
crazy. You got to love this. Oh my God. OMG.
It is.
Yay, man. I'm with you.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised when he picked up when Paul got his message because my left ear did not ring, but today it rung, and here we are on the phone.
Love it. Love it.
Every time I connect with you, my left ear rings for like 30 seconds every time before we connect. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty cool.
I feel it.
Well, I love you guys. I hope it goes without saying. I love you, this community, and everything that comes with it. It's beautiful. I love it. Love being connected with you guys.
And we love you.
And Sri.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I got this pain on the left side of my spine in the middle of my back. I call it my spot. My wife knows exactly where to go when I call it. When I say, can you hit my spot? She knows right where it's at.
Yeah.
But it's been bothering me for As long as I can remember. I told her it's a spot where I got hit in a baseball game twice in the same game in the same spot. But that was when I was 12 years old.
Oh.
Okay.
But I was wondering if you could tell me if there's anything you could tell me about it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Your spine is symbolically, your spine is your foundation. And the different zones of the spine affect different areas of the body, of course. However, from a kind of an energetic flow standpoint, it's where are you willing to receive support? That do you feel supported at every level? And when I say every level, I'm talking about the physical, the financial, and the emotional, as well as the spiritual. And those are the kind of the levels that go up the spine. And yeah, I am sensing that there is a trauma imprint that is very old. It feels like you just nailed it when you said that the sporting accident.
Yeah, but I'm also hearing crack on the back. Like literally, I'm feeling. May I?
Please. Yeah.
I have my hand more at like my waist level.
She's been tuning into the page.
Yeah. So the whole time Shree's been sharing, I've been working with your back, and I keep hearing this voice. And it feels masculine, and it's like one of those, you better be good, or I'll crack you on the back. It's that kind of a feeling, whether that was literal or not. It's that sense of protecting yourself. And so that when that cracking happened, when those two bats happened at 12, it was like an anchor of a much older belief system, all of which, here's the gift, all of which that spot that your wife put so much love into is actually the key to your freedom. And they just keep telling me, love it more, love yourself more, put your hand on and I've been using my left hand, by the way, the whole time I've been working on the back, I've had my left hand there. Put your left hand on your back, put your right hand on your throat, close your eyes if it's safe to do so. And they're saying, just receive, and they're saying, just receive this message. I love you. I always have. I always will. Nothing will ever stop that. And take in a breath, relax your hands, and just feel the arms of the Eternal Mother around you now. And I thank you for calling that in on behalf of all of us who are looking for the support of our Eternal Mother. She is here, and you are a powerful being. Thank you for your blessing.
Thank you for yours. Thank you, guys. I love you very much. Namaste.
Much love.
Much love, honey.
Bye-bye.
Namaste. And wow, how are your backs doing, guys? How's your back?
Yeah. There's a subtle sympathetic vibration.
Well, you know what
there.
it is? It is, we've been talking about this. This is like a new Kundalini. And this is different, guys. Those of you that have gone through the Kundalini awakening, this is different. This is a Kundalini that has a power, and it's very much about rising truth, rising confidence, rising mastery. And it's very different than the Kundalini that has arisen before. And it is getting ready to come into a peak moment next week. And so I think it's very extraordinarily appropriate that we're working on this spine alignment as we together today come forward, because as we were mentioning during the first half of the show, or as I was invited to share, is that we're in the middle. This show is more than just a show today. There is very much an attunement happening. Yes. And maybe that's why Shree and I are not able to chat with anybody today, is that we're really carrying this energy. I believe these orchids are part of the energy. You are here for a reason. And so thank you for staying with us. Shree, we have so many other people that want to say hello.
Let's say hi to more folks. I'll tell you what, it looks like we're going to MI,
Michigan. It looks like maybe Mount Clemens. I'm not sure. Namaste. Welcome.
Thank you. Namaste. I love you guys. I absolutely love listening to you. I've been actually studying my school stuff and doing you at the same time, because I'm trying to keep my eyes on the divine, like you always say. And so I've been in the lessons of light. I haven't really been able to study it because this is the final week of school and everything. And I just wanted to say that there's been a lot of blessings in my life.
Yes.
And I've also noticed as you were talking today that I have been a mirror for my son, I guess, because I haven't talked to my mother for, oh gosh, since October of last year. We got into a dispute like mothers and daughters often do.
True.
And I just said that I've had enough, and my son is going through the same thing with his father. So as far as being the mirror in the fifth dimension and being either up or above it or below it, I'm hoping I'm doing the right thing by my son. So there's one thing that I've noticed, but my question is for Shri, I'm visually impaired, and I am having trouble. I shouldn't say trouble. I'm wondering why my vision is going. I've accepted it as something that I have to do. I know it's something that I have to do, but not that I really need to know the reason, but I think knowing the reason would help me jumpstart what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, there's more there than we can do in this setting. However, I want to respond to you to say that when one thing declines, other things open. And that what is before you is the capacity to sense, feel, and know outside of the physical vision. That's one gift that is being offered to you. The other is to be able to surrender into the recognition, and it feels like you're on this, the recognition that your life is here to serve. And that whatever may transpire will transpire, perhaps temporarily, perhaps longer. Those are not the issues to look at. What is yours to look at is to be willing to say, I love my life, I love the divine, and I am willing to flow with this. And in the peace that comes from that first surrender, new opportunities will become present. It's always a little tricky because people say, well, I want a bargain. I want to trade this for something else. And it isn't that kind of journey. The journey is one of, let me surrender and be at peace with this, knowing that I've done everything I can to take good care of my body and my health. And I've looked at all those resources, and then move into the divine surrender that will allow grace to come forward.
And I want to jump in because I want to address what you mentioned about your mother and your son. And I also want to tie it into what Shri was just sharing, because I went through with my vision, I feel yours is more extensive than mine. However, Zodkiel made it very clear to Shri and I that part of what would happen on this journey, we were at least told, would be that in order for my true vision to adapt, the vision of this illusion would become limited. And so I am extremely nearsighted. And that's gotten more since we've been together. And yet the other vision makes up for it. And that's the other piece I wanted to share with you, is that for me, what I experienced was that in my acceptance and saying yes, I also learned that my prayer could be the creation. And I chose, there was a point where I could very well see that my vision was going to get to a point where navigating density would have been very challenging. That was also tied into the moment when I had all the pain in my body. Everything was contracting in and saying, okay, if this is how you're going to serve, then this is what that will look like. And that's what the universe does for all of us. When we are in pain, when we are feeling that we have something we cannot control, when we are feeling like things are just, what the heck is going on? It's when we're pulling it all in. It's when we're pulling it all in because we're saying, you know what, I only feel safe in a bomb shelter right now. Imagine really living in a bomb shelter. What would the air smell like? What would the septic be like? What would the what would be the outside the illusion, day-to-day reality of being there and the wild card of the emotional bodies of all the others you were there with? Why would you do that to yourself? Because that's what you're doing. When you go into your bomb shelter, you're in there with all your partners in pain and they want you in there. We bought enough food. You can sit in here and get really depressed with us, right? So I'm really trying to make a strong point on this, that the option is to really say, okay, that's one way I can serve. And then to get clear, is your vision tied to that or not? And the only way you're going to get clear is to use that prayer of creation and say, I accept the level of vision that sustains my body in its peak vitality, that sustains my family with the greatest amount of joy, and that invites me to be able to serve. And that's when the miracles come in. And that's what I did. I'm just telling you exactly what I did. And for me, it was steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust. And so you're in a big moment around that. And your situation with your mother, the one thing that is important for you to do is, it's not whether or not you're speaking to your mother. It's, are you clear, really clear, and without any hesitation in your left brain that it is correct not to do so? Sometimes completely disconnecting from our biological family is the healthiest thing we can do. And it's only the guilt we carry around it that is often heaped on us by other people's perceptions of how we should be a parent, that makes us double guess. And so the first thing you need to do is get clear. Is this sincerely of the highest? Is it kinder for me not to have this exposure? And you really need to look at you first. And you might want to jump in on that. Yeah. The role model for your son is to be in your clarity. Sit down with him. If you feel that he's modeling you not speaking to your mother, then you sit down with him and you share with him why. I suspect he's old enough to understand. And if he's not, then speak to him in a way that he can. Don't let it just be an unspoken thing. Don't let him assume. Let him know. Give him the gift of knowing. That's about authenticity and transparency, being clear what is good for you, because what's good for you is good for your son. It is your job to create that environment of safety and love and clarity so that the younger ones may learn from that energy. So thank you, my love. I know we put a lot out there to you, but wow, do you have beautiful energy. Happy Mother's Day. Yes. Celebrate. You're amazing. Mother's Day. Thank you. Much love, dear. Namaste. Much love. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Namaste. Whew, many. All the lines are so full right now. Okay. Oh, here we go. He gave us a new list down at the bottom, honey. Right here. We're going to go to Nina from Florida on line 1. Okay. All right. Hi.
Hi. Namaste.
Namaste, sweetheart. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. This is the first time I call, actually. And I'm so excited. This is a miracle. I wanted, first of all, to thank you for all the love and the support you're giving to this community. And I am connecting with you too and this beautiful community every single day of the week to keep me out of the chaos, the distraction, and the misinformation that's out there. And it always brings me back to peace, love, and joy. And I'm living peacefully and lovingly in my bubble, and I'm grateful for everything you're doing. May I have a mini soul reading, please? And thank you so much.
Well, absolutely. And first of all, I think Shri and I agree. We're just feeling your radiance, and your bubble is quite beautiful. And what's so pretty is that it's all like pretty. Like, I feel like here's some more orchids, there's this energy around you that has this very harmonic pitch to it. I just keep, it's like it's singing, but it's very high pitch, very melodic, very vocal forward. And it's like it's coming in from all of these. They look like Buddhas to me. Every aspect of the divine feminine in Buddha form, they're all right here. But in the center is this huge green Tara. And around you is like this beautiful the only way I can describe it is like a misty fragrance, and a lot of rose, a lot of rose, a lot of rose, a lot of rose. And what they keep saying is that remember to gaze within and pull forward that which you know. And when you open your eyes, all is delivered. And so it is. Many blessings. That you're floating in a lotus. It's the other thing I need you to know. It's beautiful lotus. And it's like, this is the middle of it. Namaste.
Thank you so much. Much love.
Much love to you, sweetheart. Namaste. I'm still floating on that lotus.
Yeah, that's where I was
Wow.
going.
Wow.
This wonderful
Woo!
moment of all these flowers around us, and then the energy of the lotus, which, the lotus is such a beautiful flower, and it arises from above, from the muck, from the chaos, and shines. And what a beautiful metaphor for how we bloom our authentic energy.
Well, Sri, speaking of blooming and Mother's Day, I understand we have a mother and son on the phone right now.
We do. Over at line 5, it looks like Jacob and Joanne from Canada are standing by. And
all
let's
right.
say hi.
Hi. Namaste.
Hello. Namaste, Sri and Kira. Thank you so much for taking our call and for this beautiful Mother's Day and the miracles that's been happening for us this whole week, and in connecting with everything and with the lessons of light, and also with the consciousness with Sri yesterday. And Jacob has been really connected with all the messages today, and we just felt compelled to call in. And he's a little bit shy, but he would just like to speak with you for a little bit.
We'd love to say hello. What an honor.
Welcome.
Thank you. Namaste and welcome.
Hello.
Hi,
My
sweetheart.
name is Jacob, and may I have a mini soul reading? And because recently I've been having a lot of back pains and a lot of emotional pain, and a lot of pain. So,
Oh, Angel.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetheart.
Yes.
I love you so much. Oh, Angel. Of course you got through today. I first and foremost want your heart to hear this. I want you to relax your eyes, relax any need to do anything right now except just be here, be right here, because this is not an accident, honey. You are opening up a gateway of miracles for so many right now. You're an angel. That's why you got through today. You are the living proof that angels are in form. And you have this beautiful, my whole crown chakra, blue, 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 blue. Archangel Michael is standing behind you and he's saying, my son, arise. You are ready to remember who you are. You are ready to fly again. And your heart is receiving all that you need to know. Your beautiful body of form is simply fragile because you have brought in so much light so quickly. You have been blessed with those around you who understand and will nourish you through. Trust the mother that is with you, for she will shepherd this moment. You are arising, and the journey before you is beautiful, vast, and so valuable. All bow in this moment that you are on the planet. We are grace-filled, and we are here. We are ready. We are open. Guide us. Namaste, my love. I am so honored to meet you. I see you. I see your beautiful mother. I love you dearly. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you. Much love. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Oh, how very beautiful. Let's take a moment and fully absorb and be with that.
I don't know if all of you are feeling it, but I am feeling, I need to share with you, I am feeling crystals, like a crystal mask right here. And it's, I'm feeling it on me, and it's like this, and it's just crystals, crystals, crystals. And it's like we are all being offered in this moment right now, the opportunity to receive the energy of the archangels. I mean, to really feel it, and it's feeling like air. I'm feeling like it's right here, guys. It's just like this. And I'm just sharing that with you. You might enjoy feeling it yourself and noticing this energy, but we this is the birth. This is the moment.
Yeah.
What is your prayer? How are you praying? Because this will be a week of prayer. So are you praying through your creation, or are you petitioning? All prayers are being answered. You are being uplifted. Wow, Shri, I'm just like,
Yeah.
whoo, whoo, whoo.
Well, as we come to a close for today, I want to remind you that in this energy,
I'm dizzy. Forgive me, guys.
this
Wow.
energy of May is one of contraction and expansion, and that we have the opportunity to choose. We have the opportunity to manifest. And as we live our prayer, not just think the prayer, as we set in motion the realization of the prayer, because we are a receptacle. It's one thing to say, I choose to manifest X, Y, and Z, but you don't open the door and say, here's the vessel where it'll manifest. Here's the life where it'll manifest. So we set into motion that which we are choosing to be available to and with and for, because it's always a service. In the contraction, sometimes we'll feel it and we'll go, uh-oh, take a breath, get back in alignment with my sacred prayer.
Right.
And just use those energies and those feelings to guide you. So, beloved ones, it's been a delight to be with you today. We celebrate you.
And tomorrow, Monday Magic, get to ShriandKara.com. Join us on the Lessons of Light, because this is a week you want that energy in your life. Tuesday night, Soul Mirrors, 5 p.m. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, stay anchored. Prayer is the creation.
We look forward to being with you again real soon. Yeah. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@ShriandKiraRadio.com and check out more information at Kira.com. See you next week. Namaste.